Apple has often been accused of planned obsolescence, where it deliberately manufactures its devices so that they become obsolete, typically with the intent of selling new and improved versions. A class action lawsuit alleging planned obsolescence in the iOS 9 operating system update to iPhones was filed in New York State in December of 2015. An online petition created by consumer group Some of Us in July of 2016 accused Apple of sabotaging devices with software upgrades designed to slow down older models such as the iPhone 4S. Another Some of Us petition that reached over 300,000 signees in September of 2016 also accuses Apple of planned obsolescence by removing the headphone jack for the iPhone 7. The new iPhone 12 that just came out no longer has a USB charger, plug, or even wired headphones. It does seem that Apple is removing features now that you have to pay extra for. It appears, though, that Apple finally listened to its customer base when it released the iOS 10.2.1 software update that contained fixes to address unexpected shutdowns reported by some users, particularly on iPhone 6s and 6 models when they had 30% battery life remaining. In December of 2017, Apple admitted that these changes included new power management routines that would throttle the CPU on older iPhone models, ranging from the first generation iPhone SE and iPhone 6 all the way to the iPhone 7 series and iOS 11, in order to preserve system stability. Apple explained that the device's batteries become less capable of supplying peak current demands when in cold conditions, have a low battery charge, or as they age over time, which can result in the device unexpectedly shutting down to protect its electronic component. And stated that these measures were part of efforts to deliver the best experience for customers, which includes overall performance and prolonging the life of their devices. The real problem with all this is lithium batteries typically only last about 2 years before they need to be replaced. So what's Apple doing about it? Apple subsequently announced in 2018 that it would offer battery replacements through the rest of the year at a discounted price of $29, which is $50 cheaper than the normal cost for an out-of-warranty battery replacement for existing iPhone models. The iOS 11.3 update added a battery health area to the system setting menu, allowing users to view the effective capacity of their device's battery, where performance management had been enabled in order to preserve battery health and stability, and suggests that a battery replacement should be obtained when necessary. In January of 2019, Apple CEO Tim Cook stated in a shareholder letter that over 11 million battery replacements had been made under the discount program. It does seem that Apple's finally trying to do something about prolonging their devices, so I guess they listen to consumers. But then there's also the fact of their charging cables that don't seem to last. It is kind of amusing to purchase a phone for over $1,000, only to have a charging cable do this to you. I mean, I've tried to save it and prolong its life by putting heat shrink on it, but I don't think it's going to last much longer. There's so many other aftermarket cables you can buy that'll actually last a lot longer, but Apple puts a chip inside of these that is proprietary that only some manufacturers have the right to produce. This ultimately causes the price of these to actually go up too. With all the lawsuits that have been filed over the years, it seems like consumers have finally won the battle. Apple appears to have used planned obsolescence in the past to make devices slower, but that does not seem to be the case anymore. Another reason, though, is likely that we are seeing the end to Moore's Law. Moore's Law states that the number of transistors in a processor will double about every 2 years, effectively doubling processor power. This is no longer the case, though, because quantum mechanics will make sure that transistors can no longer shrink the way they did in the past. Computers and phones are at the point now where they can perform an insane amount of tasks. Even the iPhone 6s that came out in 2015 can run iOS 14 perfectly fine, which is the newest operating system for iPhones. I honestly cannot remember, though, having a cable that would fray the way the iPhone cables do. I would just suggest to all of you to buy braided cables from another manufacturer the next time your cable frays and not have to deal with that issue anymore.